Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? It's your boy Jeremy Alexander Newsome with reallifetrading.com. I trust you're all doing serendipitously spectacular. It is indeed the 24th of September and the market just had a little bit of a small pullback today. A little bit of a lower shadow. This is the SPY, right? And just that beautiful S curve, nice new high. And we're just starting to get that new S curve again, starting to get that pullback, that retest into the overall trend, the overall moving averages. Here's that weekly chart. And again, the weekly chart got good volume, still pretty high up there. And again, the longer we trade sideways and the longer we rest, the better. But I mean, the trend right now is majestically bullish. And I don't really see any specific reason to stop. The Qs, black candle gapping down, bouncing off of the 50. Fill the gap, still a bullish trend. Everything looks well there. Here's your IWM. And your IWM was down a little bit today, but bouncing off of the 50 for most of the morning and just overall slowly, but ever so quietly looking relatively bullish. Let's go look at some of the swing trades, but before I do, I was down 0.63 Rs on the day thanks to this bad boy. Comcast. Latoya played it really well this morning, and I was not here for that. So this is how Latoya played Comcast early this morning for 1.65. So she did about 2.5 times better than I did on this trade. Here was this is the weekly chart. So you can see on the weekly chart was a good gap on a weekly, and here's the daily. So black candle gapping down. It was a retest gap, and if you zoom in, she is a miraculous trader. So she played it on the 1 minute time frame early this morning when it was starting to break down. So here's the 1 minute charts, and Latoya kind of, if I go back over here to her chart, we can pull this up. 35.69 was her entry. So you can kind of see that little setup right there. Pretty much as it was breaking down, this guy, let me just kind of keep zooming in for a moment. Zoom, zoom, zoom. So right about here, once the low of this candle was getting taken out, right, that nice lower shadow, it was a retest into that price and then just a gorgeous rollover. That was pretty much it. That was the move. Gorgeous, gorgeous breakdown. I tried it on the 5 minute later of the afternoon. It did look perfect, actually. And when I was setting up the trade, I was thinking to myself, this is too easy. I was like, I don't think this is going to work. So this was the 5 minute chart, and it didn't work. 5 minute chart, the initial setup was once this candle came in, right, kind of came in, so you got the 20 and the 10 bullish candle, and then this bullish candle came in and it kept going lower. You had this pennant pattern right there. I was like, man, everything looks great about this trade. Probably won't be that easy, and it wasn't. Broke down and then pretty much immediately just reversed. Big Marbozu candle. There was the pop, there was the trade sideways, and I could have gotten out around here. I was at the gym, so I took the stop, moved it down. Anyway, lost 0.63 Rs on that particular trade. Wasn't really outrageously amazing. So with that realized on the month, sitting at 3.12 Rs for September, which isn't great. But there are some swing trades out there that are still just fluttering around, not doing that much, and hopefully we're able to close those towards the end of this week and lock in the September gains. First and foremost on the list is Alaska Airlines, with crude kind of popping today. Some of the, and most of the airline stocks were down pretty strong. I got the stop at 65.72. We're only in half of the position, and I mentioned I was going to leave it alone until 9:27. Unfortunately, probably should have exited yesterday. Yesterday, of course, being Friday. This is where all the newbies hopped on bullish right when it finally broke out of resistance, and it did not close above there. That's when they all got in, after it had already S-curved, right? So this was the retest right here, and that's how we played it, off of that hammer, off the 20. Played it, traded it well, bingo, boom. Played it really well, Alaska, but pretty gnarly candle today. Still have the stop in place at 65.72, so we'll see how that ends up closing out. But thankfully, Car Guru, CARG, had a little bit of a bullish pop randomly at one point during the day, so that was cool. So CARG looks like a pretty good pennant pattern, a relatively decent trend. Here's the weekly, and I'll probably, as I mentioned on the 20th, you can see here in my chart, I'm going to leave this alone until next Thursday, unless we make a new high and we hit our 2R target, which is really my goal. But expecting Car Guru is based on that trend and that pennant to just hopefully slowly kind of keep creeping higher. The other one was Twitter. So this one we're in bearish, TWTR. And Twitter almost hit target 1, which is 27.57. That's the 20 EMA on a monthly target, on a monthly chart, just trying to peel off a little bit of position there. So this is the one that I shared with you all last week. Just a nice little bearish trend. Black candle gapping down, a retest gap. There's the retest, there's the rollover. That's pretty nice. It's cute. I like it. So Twitter, hopefully she'll continue a little bit lower. Macy's, ticker symbol M, had a little bit of selling today, which was good. Macy's down 2%. This is the one from the weekly options newsletter that we're in bearish. And we got triggered in on Thursday. Had a massive bullish move on Friday and feeling a little bit better about the trade today. So hopefully Macy's will kind of continue lower. And here's Marvel, MRVL. So Marvel also had a little bit of a bullish pop today. So mentioned this one, right? In this one, here is the weekly 100 simple. So keep an eye to see if Marvel can bounce off of that particular price and kind of play it accordingly. But realistically, yeah, if Macy's goes back to being profitable some point tomorrow, I'll actually be able to close hopefully all of those swing trades, because one of my rules in my plan, my swing trading plan, is if I'm in multiple swing trades and all of them are profitable, especially towards the end or the beginning of the month, then I'll just lock in those gains. It doesn't happen very often, but it looks like it could occur maybe tomorrow. It'll all really depend on if Macy's stays up there, stays down, and Marvel stays up. But we'll see. Those two have been kind of fickle the last few days. And the other one that we have open is FireEye, F-E-Y-E. So let me get this one pulled up really quick. So here's FireEye. Had a pretty decent little gap. It's down today, but I still do like that high wave candle. Really pretty setup. Keeping my eyes on FireEye with that bullish gap and go on Friday with volume and that nice little bullish high wave candle. That could look nice. Only had 2 stocks requested today. So here's TRXC. TRXC up 6.18%. Healthcare, medical equipment, supplies, and distribution stock. Here's the weekly. And this one, yeah, looking toasty. It's already made its move for the most part. So if you're not already in bullish, right, this was that curve. This was really the breakout back in April. And since then, it's just kind of been chugging along. But you can see a pretty solid old resistance could become a new support around $6.08. If it pulls back that far, it could be a good buying event. But at this particular moment in time, yeah, that's what I would say is if you're looking at buying, just wait for that $6 pullback. Unless you're playing it pretty quickly, you know, zooming in, playing on the hourly chart, has a pretty good volume at 8 million shares on average, or 8 million shares today, 6.4 on average. A little bit of a new white soldier here. Yeah, good trend. So whoever requested that one, thumbs up, looking good. And last but not least, here's DHFL. This was also requested. And DHFL, this is on the Indian markets. This is the NSE. And this stock had just an absolute rampage. Now, I will mention, I do actually have, and fortunate enough to be a part of, a lot of traders who live in India who are looking at the NSE and the BSE. I can look at and access those markets. So if you do live in India and you trade those particular markets and you want to make a request, I'd be happy to look at those. Just throwing that out there. So yeah, DHFL, this was down, and I think it was Marwan emailed me and mentioned that he was asking if he should buy it because it was just down so incredibly hard that one particular day. And my thought process was, you know what? It's a good trend. So this is 2007. Good trend, old resistance at about 280, 283. Already had its double top. It just made that new all-time high way the heck up here at almost 700. So you're talking about a massive pullback in 2-3 weeks. And the daily chart just got absolutely wrecked. So a huge pullback. Usually in situations like that, most often you will get kind of a cataclysmic reversal. So something like this will probably occur where it'll trade up, trade back down, and then slowly start climbing higher. Yep, so usually companies like this, even in the States, if you have a massive sell-off, especially at a quote-unquote good company that a lot of people like and they keep their eyes on. They know how they make money. If it's a housing finance company, probably going to be around for a while. You see these really big sell-offs and people start seeing them as value buys, right? Buy low, sell high. So big sell-off like that, I think, could provide decent opportunity to start buying the dip, buy low, sell high, especially if it's a company that you don't mind owning long-term anyway. Well, that's my analysis. That's my thoughts. That's my review for today. I will see you all again on Wednesday. And until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. You rock. Bye.